Hello everyone, I am Adam and thank you for joining me for this week's development update and community Q&A session. We're going to jump in, see how much time I can leave for questions today. Latest updates, as always, what is upcoming, ask me anything. We are going to do pop talk today. So if you have, for those of you who are not aware of what pop talk is, it is supposed to be a little bit of a joke with, pop, like pop, pop, dad kind of talk a little bit, but also pop culture or popcorn because it's just improv and on the spur of the moment. So I was really proud of myself for calling it pop talk. But basically, I will spend, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes or however long I can talk about something to talk about any topic that you want me to talk about. And I will also do my best to tie that back somehow into role playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, something that, is relevant to D&D. So you can submit topics for Pop Talk by just using pop in chat ahead of what you say, and our community manager, Lauren Obo Urban, will be collecting those, and we will vote on those in a poll a little bit later. So you can start submitting those. And if you have questions, go ahead and get those coming by prefacing with question in chat. And we have this magic thing that collects it. And then we will start going through as many of those as we can at the end of our time here today. So latest updates coming very soon. We have our Player Tools mobile app that is going to be exiting alpha, and it will be available for everyone on the Google Play stores and the Apple App stores. So this is going to happen really, really soon. Keep an eye out for that. We're really excited about the character sheet being in this application, especially the fact that you will be able to play with that character sheet in an offline mode. So we've been getting some great feedback from the alpha. Really excited to share that with everyone else who has not been able to check it out yet. You can pre-order Mythic Odysseys of Theros, and in these unique circumstances, we have decided to extend the pre-order period for Moot, as we affectionately call it, for Moot until the actual hardcover release that is going to be on July the 21st. So you will be able to pre-order this on D&D Beyond all the way up through July the 20th, because we do have the deal and promotion that is going on right now that if you pre-order the hardcover from a local game store that is part of the Wizards Play Network, so a WPN store, if you pre-order there for that hardcover, those stores will be giving the first 20 customers a 50% off discount code for the digital version on D&D Beyond. And so we wanted to, because of that difference and that lag there, we wanted to allow those customers that are pre-ordering from those stores to have plenty of time to get their codes in order to unlock any of the pre-order bonuses, portrait frames, everything else that we've got going on. So keep that in mind. It is extended through, part of July. Pre-order it. You can grab those pre-order bonuses, and you can also be ready if you do it before June 2nd. You'll be able to unlock that the soonest it is available anywhere, and start digging into Moot content. Work in progress. Wizards, of course, Wizards of the Coast soar. So tried to combine those two words. Categories update. So I talked about this a little bit last time, but some of the extra life adventures that have come out and content that's come out, like the Turtle package, but then also Adventures League content. Those things are still going to absolutely be available on D&D Beyond, and in fact, it might mean that we can include some additional types of content like that in the future, but that is being shifted into a non-core D&D category where you will have to enable that on your characters in order to use that content for your characters. This is all primarily a move to make sure that we're not confusing new players with the different types of content as the game continues to grow out there. So that will be going live very soon. We'll keep you posted on that as well. It really should not have any impact whatsoever on your characters, other than potentially you needing to enable a toggle or a preference to continue to be able to use that content. Work in progress, class feature variants. We're continuing to work through this and making some progress. We're going to also keep you posted on when that's going to be available. As I've talked about before, this is truly a massive bit of an undertaking for the framework, and making sure that we don't have data issues going forward into what may or may not be a final version of this if this ever gets published. So we've got to make sure that, first of all, if it doesn't get published, it's something that we can disable if Wizards of the Coast ask us to do that in a relatively easy manner that is not going to be destructive to your characters that you're making out there. But we also want to make sure that if they do decide to publish, share all of these variants in a published source, that we will be able to transition gracefully into whatever that is. So lots and lots of considerations, but we are working on this, and we will let you know as soon as this is available for you to check out too. Upcoming, we will have a digital dice public beta coming soon. I really can't wait for people to get their digital hands on some of the digital dice stuff that is coming in the pipeline. Really excited about it. We are working on the feedback that we've gotten throughout the alpha, which primarily the top 3 things that we're really focused in on are making sure that the look and feel of the sheet is able to be toggled back to a more normal state, even because scrolling for skills and some of the kind of in your faceness of some of the UI elements that we decided to put out there initially to show people where to click to be able to roll these dice. Some of you are not enjoying that, and so we're going to be making some changes there. We will certainly be tightening up the timing of all of this rolling, because we have heard that we're not wanting to wait as much in between when results are displayed and when other dice can be rolled and so on. So that will also be happening. And the third thing would be, oh man, I'm losing the third thing. I should have put it down in a bullet point right here, because that would have been a lot easier for me to simply read off. But it's escaping me right now. I'm just going to be honest with everybody out there. You might be able to hear it in my voice. I barely slept last night. I'm normally a very good sleeper, but I barely slept last night. I don't exactly know what the culprit was, but I think it's because here in Huntsville, Alabama, the weather has changed. And all of a sudden, we went from a very pleasant springtime to 80 plus degrees. And, I'm sure it may even be 90 out there at some point. It's just gotten very hot and very steamy very, very quickly. And I don't think that my air conditioning in my home was quite set up for that last night. And I think I just tossed and turned the whole night. So I'm going to fix that for tonight, but I am going to go ahead and let you know I'm struggling just a little bit here today. So mainly saying that if I say something crazy, if I throw out a date or something like that today, you're just going to have to completely disregard that, because I'm putting in, some type of insanity plea just a little bit for today. So I'm covered by that. We've got some quality of life updates that are coming also for our character sheet. We've got some rules exceptions that we haven't been able to cover in the last year or so, and some gaps in that coverage that we want to shore up. So I have talked about this before, especially in regards to the character framework changes that have come out. We continue to monitor all of those framework changes, and there's nothing but good news on that. The performance has been incredibly, a huge increase in that performance that we've seen. And we've also seen an increase in stability And it really does set us up great for the future. And part of that future is us going through and trying to focus on a big list of items that we have that we're wanting to cover as we go forward in the future, and bridge those gaps. So that's something we're doing. And then, of course, we have the combat tracker in alpha right now, and we are going to be continuing to collect that feedback. And then we will get back to prioritizing some of that feedback and implementing some changes that will get us into the public beta for the combat tracker. As always, this is not a complete list. If you want to look at some of what we've got going on, we do have a public roadmap. So that's going to be dndbeyond.com/feature-roadmap. And on that roadmap, it's not like an on the pulse to the minute look at what's going on. So, it's not something that we update on a daily basis or anything like the internal tools that we use to track this, but it is something that we do update with the high level concepts of what we're looking at and what we're trying to target. And so you can take a look out there as well.